have mistaken your glance for a romantic advance. But how could I blame you? You wanted to dance. I thought I had a fighting chance. My assumptions were moronic as you bought me a gin and tonic. But how could you play me? You know I want it. The hug was retrospectively platonic. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend. When that's about to come to an end, I introduced me to a friend. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend. You running rings round me like Saturn as you bought me a Coke and cracker. But what did you think was going to happen? But taking girls, I guess there's a pattern. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend. When that's about to come to an end, I introduced me to a friend. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend. Honesty is the best policy. But next time, please disclose your monogamy before I need time. Honesty is the best policy. But next time, please disclose your monogamy. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend. When that's about to come to an end, I introduced me to a friend. 90 plus 5 minute boyfriend.
Hello and welcome back to Lewis Talk City, wherein today I've got a bit of a slightly different watch along, as I'm going to be covering FC Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart in the first game week of the Bundesliga. So for Bayern Munich, there is Neuer in goal, Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, the two centre backs. Joshua Kimmich looks like he's playing as the right back. On the left-hand side, it's Alphonso Davies. In the midfield, well, it could either be Kimmich or Konrad Laimer, alongside Pavlovic. And then Brown is in the middle of the there's the attacking midfielder. Left-hand side is Luis Diaz, and the right-hand side is Elise. And the striker is Harry Kane. For Stuttgart, it's Bredlow as the keeper, Schaber as the central centre-back, Jeltz as the right-sided centre-back, Hendricks as the left-sided centre-back, Mittelstadt as the left mid/left wing-back, Stiller and Prommel in the middle of the pitch, Van Omen as the right mid, Dennis Undav, who you'll be familiar with if you've watched the Premier League, on the left wing, Thiago Thomas on the right wing, sort of playing as a attacking midfielder / right winger in the front three, and Pejinovic is the striker for Stuttgart. I hope everyone's well. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It'd be greatly appreciated. And I was having a chat with someone earlier about doing Manchester City watch-alongs, and I'm not doing one today, but going forward, I think I've figured out an idea on how I can do some. So there we go. But yeah, big up to all. Hope that everyone is well. Game should get underway in 5 minutes or so. But yeah. Put your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to go with Bayern 3, Stuttgart 1. That is my prediction today. Let's see if I can get a ticker running. But yeah, big up to everyone that's here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It was pouring down earlier at the Allianz Arena. I hope that I spelt that right. I don't think I have. I'm going to try to update the ticker. Give me a sec. But yeah, thanks for everyone for joining. It's double T. Brilliant. Fast. But yeah, I'm going to be bringing you live commentary of the game. It's on BBC iPlayer if you want to go and watch it. There we go. But yeah, put your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to say 3-1 to Bayern Munich. I reckon that Luis Diaz will get a goal. I reckon Harry Kane will get one. And I'm going to go with Joshua Kimmich as well, scoring in the first round of the Bundesliga. So we're roughly 3 minutes away from kickoff, and the players are just walking out of the tunnel with the referee and mascots. Dennis Undav leading out the VfB Stuttgart players, and Manuel Neuer leading out the Bayern Munich players. Yeah, score predictions in chat. And yeah, we're just waiting for this one to get underway. So the players are just about to shake hands with one another. In the cup last weekend, Bayern Munich, what's it? No, in the cup last weekend, Stuttgart played a 4-2-3-1, yet today they're going for a 3-4-2-1. So, yeah. There's Manuel Neuer, still playing it. An old age. Let me see how old he actually is. But, yeah. Manuel Neuer is at the age of 40. He is 40 years of age, and he is still playing for the most notorious German side out there. There is Harry Kane in the nice looking warm-up jacket. T-Mobile on the side. And he's about to receive an award here. Is it him that's receiving an award? Yes. But yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1. I think it's a good lineup that's been put out, to be honest, by Bayern Munich. I know that Musiala is out with an illness, so he's going to be out for around about 1 to 2 weeks. Gnabry's got a thigh injury. I mean, the amount of injuries that Stuttgart have got is kind of wild. They've got Furyk, Seaman, Zagadou, Assignon, Jacquet, Nati, Arivalo, Dial, and Sua, all injured. Leonard Cole and Saibari are on the bench today for Bayern Munich. I can see them coming off of the bench and maybe getting an attacking return. Company and Honest there, exchanging words before the game. And now after the awards, the players are now going to shake hands with one another. Dennis Undav and Manuel Neuer are just about to do the coin toss. Dennis Undav won the coin toss, so now he gets to decide where this playing from. But yeah, it was pouring down the Allianz earlier, so we're around about 21 degrees over there, but the rain was pouring down. The cameras have been covered in protective gear. So now it's Stuttgart in their huddle, and we're just about to kick off soon. Another photo of Harry Kane there, and Dennis Undav. The former Brighton man. Who's now hugging number 11, which I believe is Brown. It is Nathaniel Brown. So the ball kicks off and it gets passed back to Manuel Neuer, who will boot it up the pitch. And it's one back by Stuttgart and then one back by Upamecano. He passes it to his left-hand side over to Davies. Davies passes it back to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae infield to Harry Kane, who then passes back to Konrad Laimer, playing on the right in the right back position. Laimer back to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer will then play it to his left-hand side to number 45, which is Pavlovic. He'll play it back and then lose it. And it's one back by Joshua Kimmich. Now it's with Neuer, passes it to Upamecano. He'll pass it to Kimmich. Kimmich over to the right-hand side, pass back. Booted up the pitch by Neuer. One back by Stuttgart. And now Luis Diaz can break. And it's one back easily by, I believe it was Chabot. Now it's on the right-hand side with Konrad Laimer, wins back possession of the ball. Then Elise gets it. And he falls on the floor. Referee says no foul. And that's on the left-hand side with Stuttgart trying to break on the counter. Goes in field. And it's won back easily by Deo Upamecano. He'll pass to Neuer. Neuer will pass to Harry Kane, who drops all the way back, boots it up the pitch. And Elise will try to get to it, but it just goes over. And it's easily caught by Bredlow. So it's now with Chabot. Passes back to Bredlow. Bredlow will boot it up the pitch. And Neuer will take that easily with his feet. And then catch it. So now it's with Neuer. Passes to his right hand side. Ball goes back to him. Boots it long. Now the ball is with Pavlovic. Passes back to Luis Diaz. To Deo Upamecano. Ball goes back to Neuer. Now to Harry Kane, who's now at the left back position. He's playing in defence quite a bit here. Now it's with Neuer. Ball sent over, but Pavlovic can't win it. Now it's with Bredlow. Bredlow looks to boot it. Does so, but it's won back easily by Dortmund. Now it's with Luis Diaz. He gets fouled by, I believe, Stiller. So it's Kimmich who will take the free kick. Passes to Elise. He'll pass inside and it's lost easily. Now it's on the left-hand side, switched over and goes out of play for a throw-in to Bayern Munich, which Alphonso Davies will take. Alphonso will throw it in, and it goes straight over the top of Pavlovic and won back easily by, I believe, Yoltz. So the ball's now with Bredlow. Gets pressed by Elise, but then boots it up the pitch. Then it's to Kimmich. Kimmich heads it the wrong way, and there's a chance for Stuttgart. I believe it was Pasinkov, Pekinovic, and he didn't do much with it. But there was a chance. Went from Upamecano's foot onto Davies and then bounced out. Yeah, it was Pejsinovic. That's it. It was Pejsinovic. Anyway, will be booted in by number 7, crossed in by Mittelstadt. And it's won easily by Deo Upamecano. Now it's a chance for Bayern to break on this right-hand side. Ball goes to Elise. Elise running with it, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in to Bayern München. Now it's thrown in to Upamecano. Upamecano will switch it to Pavlovic. Now it's with Pavlovic. Passes to the left-hand side with Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz passes back to Pavlovic. Now to Neuer. Neuer will boot it forwards. Won back easily by VfB Stuttgart, and then goes out of play for a Stuttgart throw-in. The ball is on the right-hand side with Yeltz. He'll pass it to Chabot. Chabot will pass it to his left-hand side. Over to the left-sided winger, number 8, which was Thiago Thomas. Ball goes back to Bredlow. He'll boot it up the pitch. There, Upamecano will win it back. That's with Luis Diaz. Back to Alphonso Davies. Now to Kim Min-jae, Pavlovic, Konrad Laimer messes up, and it's won back by Stuttgart. And then there's a tussle between Konrad Laimer and the Stuttgart player, and a free kick's given in the way of Konrad Laimer and Bayern Munich. So Kimmich will take the free kick for Bayern München. To Neuer. Neuer to Deo Upamecano. Passes inside to Harry Kane, playing as the centre-back. Then to Neuer. Sends it to the right-hand side. It's won back easily by VfB Stuttgart. And then won back by Pavlovic, who will then pass back to Neuer. Neuer passes to Luis Diaz. Diaz being held by number 29, which is Yeltsin. And now they've won it back, VfB Stuttgart. Cross to the left-hand side. Crossed in. Easily won there by Bayern Munich. Elise. Konrad Laimer. Tries to boot it out and does so, but not booted it, not cleared fully. And now VfB Stuttgart will try and build here. On the left-hand side. Ball gets crossed in and saved easily by Neuer. But worrying signs there for Bayern Munich, as VfB Stuttgart looked dangerous for a minute there. So the ball is on the right-hand side with Joshua Kimmich. Then passed over to Alphonso Davies. Davies to Neuer. Neuer to Davies. Davies tries to take on his man, does so. As he gets past the first line of press. Pass it forward to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich will then pass to the left-hand side to Luis Diaz, and Kimmich was offside. Big up to everyone who's joined today. We've had 34 views so far. So the ball is with Shabbat. He'll pass to his left-hand side and gets passed back to. Now it's with number 4 for Stuttgart, which is Van der Man. He'll pass back to Yeltsin. Yeltsin passes back to Bredlow. Bredlow will boot it up the pitch. Number 28 will win it. I meant 26. End up. Someone's on the floor for Stuttgart, but play goes on. And he gets back up. It looked like Thiago Thomas that went down. Now the ball is on the right-hand side, just entering the Bayern Munich half for Stuttgart. Ball goes out to Van der Man on the right-hand side. He'll cross it in, and it's cleared easily. And then one back, shot from Stuttgart, and cleared again. Now it's Van der Man. Tries to get past Davies, doesn't manage to, so passes it inside. He'll pass number 24. Now to the left-hand side. Undav plays a 1-2 with the left winger, and it goes in, and it's saved by Neuer, and then saved again. Thiago Thomas with the shot just there, saved by Manuel Neuer, I believe. Came off of Kim Min Jae, Thiago Thomas shot, and it actually hit the post. It didn't come off of Neuer. So now the ball is with Neuer. Pass it forward to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich over to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano boots it up the pitch. Now it's with Elise. Elise gets pressed but manages to pass back to Upamecano. Upamecano to Neuer. Neuer rolls the ball forward. Boots out the right-hand side of the pitch. And ball goes out of play for a Stuttgart throw-in. But that was a good effort from Thiago Thomas earlier. Only if it actually went in. Neuer chests it down to Upamecano. Upamecano to Konrad Laimer. Back to Upamecano. Upamecano now to Manuel Neuer. He'll boot it up the pitch. Luis Diaz will try and win it, getting dragged by his man, but Elise manages to. Goes out to the left-hand side with the ball. Tries to skill his man. Doesn't manage to get past him, and it's won back by Yeltsin and booted up the pitch. Actually, it was Chabot, my bad, that won it back. Now Alphonso Davies pass it to Kimmich. Kimmich backwards. Now it goes to Michael Elise. Elise on this left-hand side to Luis Diaz in the centre of the pitch. Pass it back out of play to Pavlovic. Pavlovic turns, passes to Davies. Davies to Diaz. Now to Elise on this left-hand side of the pitch. Overload from Bayern Munich. To Pavlovic, over to the right-hand side. There, Upamecano, Konrad Laimer, free. Now to Harry Kane. Harry Kane will get past his man, and then a free kick's given to Bayern Munich for a foul committed on Harry Kane by a VfB Stuttgart player. I believe it was Stiller who committed the foul and then went down afterwards. Big up to everyone who's watching. The game's available on BBC iPlayer. Get involved in the chat if you want to. But yeah, Harry Kane, maybe he whacked Stiller in the face there, but I couldn't see much. So it's a Bayern Munich free kick in a dangerous position. A couple of players standing around it. Elise and Joshua Kimmich. Alongside Konrad Laimer, who's also there. This is a dangerous position for Bayern Munich. If they work this off, they will be 1-0 up. At least they will whack the ball, and it goes wide of the post. He went for a shot, and it didn't pay off in the end. Bredlow didn't even need to do anything with that one, because it wasn't even on target. So it's Shabbat, he'll pass back to Bredlow, who will boot it up the pitch. Now it's Upamecano, wins it back nicely. Then Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich again. Now to Manuel Neuer. Joshua Kimmich down in a heap. And the referee stops play. Joshua Kimmich wins it there and then sort of budges himself into Thomas. So Joshua Kimmich is down, holding his leg. He's actually got a bit of blood there. It must have been a stud that went into him. He's got a bit of blood where his sock is. He has the ball, passes it back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer in the middle. Now it's with Brown to Harry Kane. Harry Kane tries to get past his man and wins a free kick and goes down. A foul by Stiller. Joshua Kimmich will take the free kick. So 18 minutes in, Kimmich to whip the ball into the box, presumably. He does so, and it's cleared by Stuttgart, and then won back by a Bayern player, and it goes out for a Stuttgart goal kick. Harry Kane booted it, and it literally just went out the field. So nothing comes of it. Bredlow will lob the ball to, I believe, Shabbat. He passes back to Bredlow, who will boot it up the pitch, and it's won back easily by Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich then to Diaz, to Pavlovic, over to Alphonso Davies. Ball is now with Pavlovic on the left wing. Passes it infield to Diaz, back out to Davies. Diaz wins it again, and then it goes out of play by number 29, who is Yeltsin. He boots out for a corner kick to not Borussia Dortmund, sorry, Bayern Munich. So Joshua Kimmich will obviously take this one again. As you know, he takes free kicks and corners. So Kimmich will whip it in. And it's headed into the back of the net by Deo Upamecano, who scores a nice, easy header. Crossed in by Kimmich, and it just lands on his head as he runs into the field. As he runs from the edge of the box into the middle. Yeah, 1-0 to Bayern Munich. Their Upamecano goal. Kimmich crosses it in, and he just goes to the near post and just heads it in. It actually bounces off of one of the players from Stuttgart, but that won't really matter anyway. As it was already going to go in. So Stuttgart are 1-0 down. Ticker, I need to update it. So Bayern 1-0 up in this game. Upamecano, first goal for Bayern Munich this season. Alphonso Davies clears it. Now it's Elise. into the middle to Brown. Brown will then pass out to the left-hand side, tries to get to Diaz, but it's stopped by Yeltz. Yeltz then pass it infield to Stiller, and then back. Then Alphonso Davies tries to win it, and it bounces straight off of him. And now on the left-hand side, it looks like Thiago Thomas is free, and Kimmich will clear it. And then one back by Stuttgart, and then one back by Bayern Munich. And then Davies tries to pass it to Luis Diaz, and Luis Diaz will slip over. So it's a throw-in to VfB Stuttgart. So Stuttgart have it at the centre of defence. Ball goes back to the keeper, Bredlow, who will boot it further forward. And it's one back by, I believe, Pavlovic, and then goes back to Neuer. So the ball's booted up the pitch by Neuer, easily won by Stuttgart. Pavlovic will then press his man and then fouls his man in the process. It was a foul on, I believe, Van der Man. So it's passed back. Now it's to Hendricks. And then the ball is booted over to Bredlow. So the ball is booted up to number 26, Undav, and one back easy by Konrad Laimer. Lost by Pavlovic, and then one back by Pavlovic. And then Kim Min-jae will boot it. Really dodgy defending here from Bayern Munich. One back by Laimer, who'll pass it to the right centre back, and it's booted up the pitch, and Elise can't get to it. So it's Bredlow. He'll boot it up the pitch. Crosses into the side of Bayern Munich, and then one back. Now it's with Luis Diaz. Tries to thread the ball forward to Elise. Elise can't get to it. Now it's on this left-hand side with, I believe, Hendricks. He passes it forward into the middle. Then it goes forward with another Stuttgart player, and then he gets taken out. Referee says play on. Now it's with Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz will shoot and saved by Bredlow. Elise will then try and get the ball. He manages to pass it out to Davies. Davies on the edge of the Stuttgart penalty box. And then the ball goes back to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae over to Konrad Laimer. Infield to, I believe, Luis Diaz. Then to Pavlovic. Pavlovic will boot it up the pitch. Luis Diaz will try to win the header. Doesn't manage to. Kane's now trying to press his man. Ball goes out to Thomas. Then Elise wins it back. He drives he drives forward with the ball, gets fouled in the process, and the ref says play on. Now it's Brown. Ref still says play on, even though he gets fouled. It's pass inside. Harry Kane will shoot, and it's blocked by Stuttgart. Comes back out to Konrad Laimer. Now Joshua Kimmich. Then Elise. Upamecano, Elise, infield to Brown. Brown will pass backwards. That's with Theo Upamecano. Upamecano then passes to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae to Pavlovic. He progressed the ball forward to Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies will try to get past his man. That's with Pavlovic. Pavlovic back to Theo Upamecano, to Conrad Lima, to Elise on this right hand side. Cuts in, shoots, and it goes out for a goal kick to VfB Stuttgart. But yeah, loads of fouls going in there from both teams. Ref waving play on because they still had the ball. Yeah, so far 1-0 to Bayern Munich with 27 minutes played against VfB Stuttgart in game week 1 of the Bundesliga. Ball progress forward and then Stuttgart win it in the centre of the pitch. Progress it to the right hand side, now forward, and then back to Thiago Thomas, and it's lost. One back by Stuttgart. Crossed in, cleared by Kim Min-jae. Luis Diaz will then try to clear it. Doesn't manage to. There's one back by Pavlovic. Booted away by Alphonso Davies. There's one back by Yeltsin. Yeltsin then pass it to his left-hand side to Shabbat. Shabbat back to Yeltsin. Then Yeltsin will pass it to Vanneman. Back to Yeltsin. Yeltsin passes it infield to Stiller and then pass back to Bredlow. Bredlow will boot it up the pitch. Now it's with Elise. Elise tries to pass it infield, but nothing comes of it because Conrad Lima loses it. Now it's Stuttgart. Down the middle of the pitch. Now to Thiago Thomas. Thomas. On the left-hand side. Ball's crossed in by, I believe, Stiller, and it's cleared by Kim Min-jae. And it will go out for a corner to VfB Stuttgart. Anyway, ball will be booted in. And it's cleared by Upamecano. And then Thiago Thomas will try to hoof it into the box. Doesn't manage to. Now it's to the left-hand side with Stuttgart. Passes back to Vanneman. He'll pass to his left-hand side. Then off to the left winger. Back inside. There'll be a shot from Stuttgart and it'll go out for a goal kick for Manuel Neuer. That shot coming from, I believe, Pajinovic. So it's Diaz on this left-hand side. Will pass back to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Conrad Lima. Lima to Elise. Elise to Brown, but Brown doesn't manage to win it. One back by Stiller. And then one back by Joshua Kimmich. Then Kim Min-jae passes to Pavlovic. Now it's onto the right-hand side. Back to Kim Min-jae. Down the left. Then it goes to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz infield, and Luis Diaz gets fouled. Conrad Leiber takes the throw in. Now the ball goes back to Neuer. Pavlovic tries to get past his man, but goes in field. Now Upamecano over to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae to Upamecano. Upamecano loses it, but one back by Harry Kane. Passes back and then tries to bomb down the pitch, but lost the ball. And it will go out for a corner to Bayern Munich. Conrad Leimer. Elise. And Elise gets fouled. But the ref says play on, so no foul. And then there's a foul by, I believe, Pavlovic on the Stuttgart player, which he then does give a free kick for. So the referee will allow play to now resume. Bredlow passes to Shabbat. And then the ref says to start that again. So Bredlow will then pass to... Well, actually, by the looks of it, he's going to boot it up the pitch. But the ref said to do it again because he wasn't happy with how it started. So Bredlow will boot it out the pitch. Over to the right-hand side. Won easily by Alphonso Davies after a header from Stuttgart. Now to Elise. To Neuer. Neuer will boot it up the pitch. Luis Diaz will try and win it. Doesn't manage to get the connection that he wants to the ball. Now it's with Shabbat. Passes to, I believe, Mittelstadt. Passes inside, then back out. Won by Upamecano, but then he's lost it after that header. Ball goes out on the right-hand side for Stuttgart. Now it's with Vanneman. Vanneman will pass it back. And then there's a foul from Yeltsin. My mistake. It wasn't a foul. It was a throw-in. He cleared the ball, but did run into his man. Now it's Thiago Thomas on the left-hand side. Tries to beat Conrad Leimer. Cuts in field and then loses the ball straight away to Pavlovic. Lost by Pavlovic, but won back nicely. Now it's Luis Diaz. Clips the ball over. Harry Kane can get to it. Doesn't manage to, though, because Bredlow runs out of his goal and clears it. Now it's Pavlovic. Conrad Leimer. Pass it out to Elise. Elise cuts inside, tries to pass, but it gets blocked by the defender. Conrad Leimer keeps it in play. That's there, Upamecano. Upamecano to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to number 19, Alphonso Davies. Back to Pavlovic. Now to Diaz. Luis Diaz to Pavlovic. Back to Kim Min-jae. Back to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano will then pass to Neuer. Neuer will get pressed, but managed to beat that press. Luis Diaz. Then Alphonso Davies. Then Luis Diaz. Pavlovic. Alphonso Davies. Passes it infield. Brown gets to it. Shoots. And it's a save by Bredlow. That was a really nice chance there. I don't think Brown realised the chance that he actually was going to be able to get, but it was a really nice play there from Bayern Munich. So it's a corner to Bayern, the same side where there was a goal from Deo Upamecano on the left-hand side of the pitch, following a corner at the near post. So Kimmich will whip this one in. And it's cleared by a Stuttgart player. Brown will have the ball. He'll pass back to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer will boot it to Kimmich. Kimmich doesn't manage to win it, but Pavlovic does. After the clearance from the Stuttgart player, passes to Diaz. Diaz with a nice chance, comes off of the Stuttgart player, bounces back. Now it's with Diaz. Passes it to Kim Min-jae. He'll pass it forward to Davies. Davies will cross it in, and it's blocked again by Stuttgart. Goes out for a corner to Bayern Munich. 38 minutes played. Really nice play from Davies there. Really good pass to Davies, in fact, from Kim Min-jae. Saw that he was open, and then when he tried to cross it in, it was easily dealt with by Yeltsin. Kimmich to cross this one in. Whipped in. Punched away by Bredlow and then cleared by the defender. They open Meccano to Davies. Davies inside to Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae to, I believe, Konrad Laimer. Laimer to... Well, I didn't see which player that was there. They open Meccano. Now with Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae forward to Kimmich. Then it goes out to the left-hand side. Alphonso Davies. Davies will try and get past his man, but loses the ball. Thiago Thomas gets past Kimmich, but it's easily won back by Kim Min-jae. Now it's Elise. Kim Min-jae running forward, gets the ball, passes it to Diaz, and it's cleared. Crosses it back in, cleared again. That time by Yeltsin. Now it's with Kimmich on the right-hand side. Crosses it in, and saved by Bredlow. Easy save. Kimmich passes to Harry Kane. He gets fouled. Ref says to Kimmich not to rush it. Ball goes out to the right-hand side of the pitch. Pass inside to Konrad Laimer. He'll pass back to Pavlovic. To Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae forward to Joshua Kimmich. Now to Alphonso Davies. Luis Diaz. Then it's Brown. Back to Diaz. Now it's on the right-hand side. Pass to Konrad Laimer, who will shoot, and it will be saved easily by Bredlow. Another good chance there. Getting in the right position, is receiving the ball, trying to bury it. But yet again, a really good save by Bredlow. Thiago Thomas tries to get to it, but doesn't manage to, and it comes off the legs of Bredlow anyway. Elise will cross it in from the right-hand side. Punched by Bredlow. And the ball go out of play for a throw into Bayern. Brown takes it. Alphonso Davies. Davies to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich then passes to Upamecano. Upamecano to Elise. Elise with a nice ball from the outside the foot. Now it's Harry Kane. Harry Kane will cross it in. Diaz. And it goes out of play for a goal kick to VfB Stuttgart. Jurgen Klopp at the game today. Ball is won back by Stuttgart. Here's Lila. Joshua Kimmich wins it back. Now it's a Neuer. Boots it forward. Now it's Pavlovic. He passes to Harry Kane. Harry Kane being pulled by his man. Still able to keep hold of the ball. And then gets fouled. Anyway, ball is with VfB Stuttgart. After a free kick that literally led to nothing. Ball is with number 4, which is Vanneman. Vanneman boots out the pitch, won back by Upamecano, passes it to Davies, back to Upamecano. Upamecano will pass back to Neuer. Neuer's being pressed. Neuer boots it forward. Easy gets past that press, but Harry Kane doesn't manage to keep hold of the ball, so it goes back to Vanneman. Now to Stiller. Stiller tries to pass it to Vanneman, but it's cut out by Alphonso Davies. Davies will pass it inside to Brown. Brown to Diaz. Diaz will Travella pass it. Comes back out. Diaz manages to win it again. Vanneman's trying to get the ball off him. Now to Elise. Elise inside to Harry Kane. Elise will shoot. Blocked. Shot again by Conrad Lima. Blocked. Diaz, it will come to him, but he can't do much with it. And then Lima will foul his man just outside the penalty box. So 44 minutes and 47 seconds played in this first half, and it's 1-0 to Bayern Munich. So the ball is hoofed up the pitch by Bredlow. Neuer will win that easily. Now it's with Dario Upamecano. Upamecano passes it out to Conrad Lima to Kimmich. Conrad Lima will boot it up the pitch. Now it's Lima. Lima boots it up to the left-hand side with Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz to Alphonso Davies. Davies will look to play it into the box. Does so, and it goes to Elise, which if he put a bit more power in his trick shot, that would have been a lot better. The ball is with Bredlow, who will boot it up the pitch. 1 minute of additional time added on, which we're already 1 minute and 2 seconds into. And that will be it for the first half. So 1-0 to Bayern Munich against VfB Stuttgart. Both teams have had chances. Upamecano was the one that managed to actually grab a goal, but coming from a corner that was whipped in from the left-hand side, and he managed to catch it at the near post. But apart from that, both teams have had chances, and they probably should have done better with them. Elise on the one just before the half ended, and a couple of others, but they were not able to do anything with it. So, both teams still probably should have scored at least one more each. But there you have it. Bayern Munich at times at the start, Harry Kane was playing as the centre-back, Pavlovic was playing as the left-back, in a really weird shape at times. But as it stands, Bayern Munich are top of the Bundesliga. with 3 points at the moment. But this is only the first game, so yeah, they've controlled possession, expected goals, total shots, shots on target. So yeah, Thiago Thomas should have done better with one of his shots, but wasn't able to. Manchester City are beating Crystal Palace 1-0. Haaland with that goal. Milan, AC Milan drawing 0-0 with Venezia. Birmingham are winning 1-0 against Wrexham, and Lille are beating PSG 1-0. So yeah, 1-0 to Bayern Munich so far. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I just need to do something, and I'll be back. I'm back. So yeah, really good from Bayern Munich in this first half. Really well from them. It should just shown 2011, 2012 Bayern Freiburg highlights with a Ribery goal just then. But yeah, really good for them so far in this first half. They have had times where defending has been quite questionable. With the Kim Min Jae header, Upamecano messing up a couple of times, but so far it hasn't cost them. But yeah, it'll be a good one to see what happens in the second half, how Stuttgart are able to react to being 1-0 down, and if they just sort of fall off after around 60 minutes because they've lost all of the energy. But yeah, it's just showing highlights of Ribery scoring a second in that game. I know this is a 2018-19 game against Frankfurt, Bayern versus Frankfurt, but where Ribery's being shown scoring. Cuts inside, gets past his man, and just lobs it over the keeper. Yeah, I'd say it's been impressive from Bayern Munich attacking wise, and some of the passes that they've been able to get, like the one from Kim Min Jae to Alphonso Davies, who crossed it in and it got blocked. More of that, and they could be around 3-0 up here. Obviously, Stuttgart had their chances, the likes of Thomas and others, but nothing really came of it, truly. They're showing another Ribery highlight, 2015-16 Bayern vs Frankfurt, where he did the scorpion kick, kind of. kind of a bicycle kick at the same time. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat on how Bayern Munich have played, how Stuttgart have played, and also what your prediction was beforehand. I said 3-1-2 Bayern Munich. Ian Robin, they're showing highlights of at the moment. Ball was whipped in there, and Frank Ribery just boots it on the half volley. You know, that's what you want. Going back to when they had the likes of Schweinsteiger, Müller, you know, Ribery, Robin. Nice goal there. Scored by Ribery. But yeah, so second half will start in maybe what? 6 minutes? 6 minutes time. Yeah, around 6 minutes and 57 seconds. But yeah, that's shown Stuttgart versus Werder Bremen in 2007, 2008 with Mario Gomez. Nice pass, and then just gets past the keeper and shoots, and it goes past the defender into the back of the net. He slides, but can't really do much about it. But yeah, that Upamecano header, maybe he should have been marked a little bit better. But, you know, it's one of them where if Bayern Munich keep knocking on the door, they're obviously going to get something, and that's what happened. You know, it went out of play, then they got a corner, and you just knew Joshua Kimmich was going to deliver it nicely into the penalty box, as he is a master at free kicks and at corner kicks. Showing more Gomez highlights. Ball is booted up the pitch there. I believe it's Bayern that win it back. Ball goes over to who's that? Number 11 it looks like. And he slots it home. What was that game? Bayern versus Hanover. But yeah, the second half won't be too far along. My 3-1 prediction is still on. For that, I need 2 more Bayern goals and 1 Stuttgart goal. But honestly, with the way the game's gone, maybe it'll just be a 3-0 in the end because Stuttgart have had chances but haven't done much with those chances. Whereas Bayern Munich have been slightly more clinical. I say that when, for instance, at least their shot was too low powered, but maybe with a bit more power that would have gone in and that could have been another goal. They've been getting themselves in the opportunities if they could just work on that. Harry Kane at times was playing as a centre back, so he didn't have a real number 9 in build up. As Harry Kane was playing sort of a left centre back, so sometimes he would hoof it up the pitch to Luis Diaz or Michael Elise or Brown, which then meant that when they tried to progress it forward, they had no one to pass it to, which meant that some attacks weren't that good. But yeah. So Bayern 1, Stuttgart 0. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But yeah. Interesting to see how Stuttgart will respond. So yeah, we've got 3 minutes and 34 seconds apparently until we get the second half underway. I would like to see Ismail Saibari come onto the pitch, who I know he's had a couple tricky weeks with what has gone on with Jamal Musiala, and what went on with his mate at, I believe it was Ajax, because they suffered similar brain things. And my thoughts go out to Ismail Saibari for having to go through what he struggled with before, because of his mate, seeing it happen again with one of his other teammates. But luckily, Musiala is fine. He's got a bit of they've classed it as illness. He'll be out for a week or two, but not that bad compared to what people thought it was originally. But yeah, Bayern 1, Stuttgart 0. Leipzig Mönchengladbach is on Saturday, along with Elversberg versus Leverkusen, Mainz versus Paderborn, Union Berlin versus Frankfurt, FC Köln versus Hoffenheim, Dortmund versus Hamburg, Freiburg versus Werder Bremen, and Schalke versus Augsburg tomorrow. Bayern have had 56% possession to Stuttgart's 44, and they've just had 10 shots on in total and 5 on target, whereas VfB Stuttgart have had 4 shots with 0 on target. The pass accuracy from Bayern Munich's been brilliant, whereas the pass accuracy from VfB Stuttgart has been cut out constantly by Bayern Munich footballers. As you can see on the diagram here, Harry Kane has dropped deeper than the likes of Luis Diaz and Elise, and at times being the same as Brown. There's been very different systems with the ball. Pavlovic has been playing more infield at times, but without he sort of drops as to be the left back. Without it, so yeah. Pejinovic, you wouldn't expect any less, but he's been the main person against the ball that's been up the pitch for VfB Stuttgart, which doesn't surprise you as he's the main striker. But with the likes of Harry Kane, you would have thought he would have been a bit further up. I know at times he does drop deep, and that is brilliant because he knows how to read the game and take the ball off of players when needed, like the keeper if he's struggling, and boot it up the pitch. But at the same time, it means that when that ball does go up the pitch, there is there's one less man up the pitch, your number 9 that you would want to progress, the ball to, because you need that solid number 9. And if you don't have it, it means that going forward with certain attacks, it won't work out well. As I look for my charger, which I cannot find. There we go, found it. Okay. Right, so Ismail Saibari is being shown on screen here. All the players are back out. Shabbat and others are there for Stuttgart. Like sort of number 17, Pejinovic is chatting to Thiago Thomas, and the Bayern players are out now. Joshua Kimmich, Lima, Harry Kane, Kim Min-jae, and others. Elise is the last one to walk out of the tunnel for Bayern Munich. There, Upamecano high fives Konrad Lima. It is still pouring down with rain at the Allianz Arena in Munich. So VfB Stuttgart to kick it off. and it is going to be number 6, Stiller, who will kick off the second half, hoping that his side can get another goal or two in today's game. And it's kicked off the second half. Ball's sent forward by Stuttgart and won back easily by Kim Min-jae, who then passes it to Pavlovic. Pavlovic will then pass to Alphonso Davies. Davies tries to progress it up the pitch, gets passed back to by, I believe, Luis Diaz, who will then pass back to Davies. Davies to Kim Min-jae and then Neuer. Neuer tries to boot it up the pitch, nothing comes from it. That's with Neuer. Passes to Konrad Laimer. Boots it forward. Elise tries to get onto it and then fouls his man in the process. I don't really think it was a foul from what I could see. It did look like Hendricks did fall on the floor on purpose, but you know. Anyway, it's Yelch. Yelch will pass it to the left-hand side. Ball will go back to Bredlow. Bredlow will boot it. Harry Kane tries to press, but nothing comes from it. Now it's with Deo Upamecano. Upamecano now with Konrad Laimer. Konrad Laimer will boot it up the pitch. Lost, but won back by Elise. Drifts in field. Pass it out to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies tries to get it inside. And Elise will shoot, and it will go out for a corner to Bayern Munich on the left-hand side of the pitch. Really good work there by Elise, cutting inside. And then he gets passed by Davies. He shoots. And then nothing really comes of it apart from a corner for Bayern München. Good block as well, I have to say. Really keeping their body on the line, the VfB Stuttgart players. Defending for everything, even though they are 1-0 down. Joshua Kimmich will whip this one into the pitch. And Bredlow manages to win it. Deo Upamecano was getting man marked there. He was trying to circle into the pitch, and Bredlow just about managed to get a hand to it before Upamecano could head it down. That's with Diaz to Elise, back to Diaz. He passes to the left-hand side, receives it again. Now it's with Diaz, and it's a foul on Diaz by number 8, Thiago Thomas. So Bredlow tried to punch it away there before Deo Upamecano could get his head to it because he was so close to scoring another from a corner. So the ball will be hoofed up to the right-hand side of the pitch by Bredlow, and number 17, Pajinovic, doesn't manage to win it. So it'll be a throw-in. Alphonso Davies to Joshua Kimmich. Alphonso Davies passes it inside and then gets fouled. So it'll be a free kick to Bayern München. Ball's progressed forward by Bayern München. Nothing comes of it. And it's kicked out of play by Yelch for a throw-in to Bayern München. Now with Pavlovic. Over to Konrad Laimer. Laimer will lose it. That's with Thiago Thomas trying to progress the ball forward. Turns. Can't get past his man, so he passes it inside to Stiller. Ball will go back to Konrad Laimer there, and nothing really comes of it. Then the ball's booted up the pitch. And it's won back easily by the defender who passes to Bredlow, who wins it back. Now it's with number 7 for VfB Stuttgart. Now it's with Konrad Laimer. Konrad Laimer will then pass to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich progressing it down to the left-hand side of the pitch. Passes back to Alphonso Davies. Davies will hoof it up the pitch. Luis Diaz was offside, so if he went and actually tried to win that, then nothing would have came of it. It's with Bredlow. Bredlow tries to boot it up the pitch. A load of the ball being hoofed up by keepers and other players recently. Upamecano into Harry Kane. Harry Kane to Kim Min-jae. Harry Kane back to Kim Min-jae. He'll pass out to the left-hand side. Progressed forward. That's with Michael Olise. Clipped in, but nothing comes of it. Kim Min-jae passes back to Neuer. Neuer to the left-hand side. Is that Harry Kane that he passed to? Yeah. Now it's Joshua Kimmich. Now to Alphonso Davies. Yeah, again, Harry Kane was playing left centre-back. Now it's Diaz. Can he cross it in? Passes back because he's got two men on him, including Vanneman. So it passes to Davies. Davies tried to clip it in, but it's bounced back off. Now it's Pavlovic. Now Kim Min-jae. Kim Min-jae over to Bredlow. My mistake, not Bredlow, Neuer. Right. Anyway, Upamecano now has the ball. And he'll lose it straight away. Now it's with number 7. Cross it in for VfB Stuttgart. Stuttgart still hold on to it with Dennis Undav. Now it goes to the left-hand side. Clipped in. And it bounces away. And then one back. And it's a goal by number 4, Vanneman, for VfB Stuttgart. Bayern Munich were trying to clear the ball out of the net, out of their box. Nothing came of it. Originally, when the first shot was deflected, it bounced back off, and then Vanneman managed to whack it. Yeah, crossed in from the left-hand side by number 7, headed, bounced back off, then crossed it in by Thomas, bounced back off, and then goes from Pavlovic's foot onto Vanneman. And Vanneman will shoot first time on the volley, and it was a really nice worked goal inside the penalty box. So Vanneman there will get the goal for Stuttgart, and it's 1-1. Luis Diaz furious there. So is Manuel Neuer. He's 40 years of age and still playing for Bayern Munich. Neuer beats it up the pitch. Now it's with Dao Upamecano. Now Olise into Lima. Bayern looking alive here. Passes to Harry Kane. Harry Kane will try and shoot, but it's blocked and then starts complaining. Let's boot it up the pitch by Bredlow. Ball thrown in from a throw-in because Bredlow's pass went all the way out. Kim Min-jae to Neuer. Neuer passes it one back by Alphonso Davies, who then gets fouled by Vanneman, the goal scorer for VfB Stuttgart. Joshua Kimmich passes out to the left-hand side. Now with Pavlovic to Davies. Davies to Pavlovic. Now Joshua Kimmich. Now back to Kimmich. He'll pass it to the right-hand side with Upamecano to Konrad Lima. Lima then progress it inside the pitch, then to Pavlovic. Brown will try and keep it, but nothing comes of it, and Stiller boots it away. But it's one back by Kimmich with a load of space in the middle. Now it's to Olise. Nice pass from Kimmich, and it's a goal for Michael Olise. And he'll make it 2-1. Really nice pass from Joshua Kimmich. He's won the ball back because Stiller booted it up the pitch, but it bounced back off of him. And then he's seen that there was was a bit of space in the middle, passed it with a sort of Trivela kind of pass outside the foot, and then it was a goal by Elise. Really nice assist for that one. So that makes it Bayern 2, Stuttgart 1. Let me just update the ticker. There we go. Bayern Munich 2, Stuttgart 1. Really nice pass. And then the goalkeeper comes out of his line. And then Musiala, not Musiala, sorry, Elise will casually place it into the corner of the net, bottom left-hand corner. Stays composed and scores. The ball is with Stuttgart on the left-hand side of the pitch, trying to progress it forward, but they do need to remember not to rush their passes, as you just seen there, they've just lost it. They're open Meccano, boots it to the right-hand side, but at least they can't get to it because it's cleared by the first centre-back on their left-hand side. Goes out for a throw-in to Bayern Munich. Elise to take the throw-in. And then Konrad Laimer takes it, and Elise gets a bit mad. So Konrad to take it. Now it's with Upen Meccano, passes to Harry Kane. And then there's a foul on Joshua Kimmich by Dennis Undav, former Brighton man. So we're 56 minutes in, and it's 2-1 to Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. Nice ball from Joshua Kimmich, passes to Davies inside the penalty box, crosses it, and no one's there. And then it's put in by Vanneman, I believe, into his own net. Just when I thought no one was there, Vanneman then puts it into his own net. Davies crosses it in. Vanneman tries to clear it, and it just goes into his own net. I said no one's there, but I was not expecting that. He's gone to boot the ball away, slides, kicks it, and it just heads into the goal. But number 4, Vanneman would be disappointed there. His goalkeeper picks him up, but really nice pass from Joshua Kimmich. Goes to Alphonso Davies. Davies then holds on to it, tries to get past, I believe, Stiller. Does manage to, crosses it in, no one's there. And then Vanneman goes and whacks it in his own net. Well, I did not see that one coming. My prediction was 3-1. This could probably end up with 5. So there we go, 3-1 now to Bayern München. VfB Stuttgart there are fuming. Vanneman knows that it's got even worse, and now they have to try and get They have to get 2 goals just to get a draw in today's opening match. Konrad Laimer has the ball. It goes to Upen Meccano, and it's booted out for a throw-in to VfB Stuttgart. Vanneman still struggling to realise what's gone on. He scored a goal, and then he scored an own goal. And it's just said it on there. Now it's Henriks. He'll try and nod the ball in. Does so from the throw-in, headed by, I believe, Thomas. Goes back out, and there's a shot from Stuttgart. It goes back to Thomas. He cuts in, takes a shot, and Neuer saves. Now the ball's with Stuttgart again. They've won it back. Defending from Bayern Munich is questionable at times. Henriks into the middle to, I believe, Stiller. Stiller to the right-sided midfielder. And it's won back easily. Now it's with Alphonso Davies. Bayern tried to counter but have lost it. And then won it back by Pavlovic. And then it's won by Kim Min-jae. Then goes to Davies. Davies inside to number 6, Joshua Kimmich. Then to Harry Kane, who drops to play centre-back again. Now it's with Upamecano. Ball goes to Diaz, and the ball then gets cleared. Ismail Saibari is looking like he's going to come on. If I had to guess, I'd say he'd maybe replace either Brown or Luis Diaz. Let's see who he is replacing. Who's number? It is Brown that is being replaced for Ismail Saibari. So number 27, Lima will take this throw in here on the right-hand side. Ball goes to Ismail Saibari, number 34, but he can't do much with it. He then goes and presses the keeper, Bredlau. Now it's Upamecano. Now it's with Stuttgart on the right-hand side. Can they make something dangerous from it? Crossed in. Header from Kim Min-jae. Cleared. Bayern still have it. Harry Kane over to Elise. Harry Kane does get fouled in that process, and it's a yellow card to... I could be wrong, but I believe it was Shabbat. Number 24. Yeah, it was Shabbat. For Stuttgart. So Stuttgart bringing on 2 changes here. Demirovic is coming on, as well as someone else. It hasn't said who, but Demirovic is coming on. The number 9. And it's like Pejinovic is off, and so is Thiago Thomas. So the ball goes to the left-hand side here for Bayern. Yes, Demirovic is on for Pejinovic, and then Llewellyn is on for Thomas. Now it's Elise with the ball, shoots, and it's another goal for Bayern Munich. Quick turnover of the ball by Bayern. Shot by Elise and a goal. I'd like to see that one back. But as it stands, it's 4-1 to Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. So the ball is lost there. Harry Kane wins it back. Passes to Elise. Is he offside? Probably not. And Elise gets past his man and shoots. Just skills him. Makes him go on the wrong foot. And shoots. And it goes into the bottom left-hand corner again. Referees are having another check at this one. He may have been offside. There is a possibility. I can't hear what they're saying, obviously. Big up to the 3 people that are in here. I think the ref says he's going to the monitor to check for this one. So there was and he said no goal, offside. There we go. There we go. So it's back to being 3-1. It was a nice shot. It was nice that he managed to get his man on the wrong footing. And it was nice from Harry Kane to pass it to Elise initially, but it was offside. When you look back at it, you could see that he was kind of offside and you were questioning it. Saibari came on for Brown earlier. We're just seeing the confirmation of that. Pavlovic lobbed it out there for a throw-in to Stuttgart on the right-hand side. And Vanneman, the guy who has scored and also scored an own goal as well today, throws the ball to Dennis Undav. So Dennis Undav will throw the ball forward. Stuttgart will then win it twice with different headers, and then Neuer saves it easily. Now it's with Konrad Laimer. Can he break quickly? Progress the ball past the halfway line on the right-hand side. He's got Elise to his right. Passes to Elise. Elise will then take on his man, cuts it on the left-hand side. Then tries to pass it to Ismail Saibari, gets blocked. Alphonso Davies. Now it's with Diaz. Then goes to the midfield. Elise. Harry Kane. Pavlovic to Saibari. Saibari tries to get his foot to it, but can't. And it goes out of play for a Stuttgart throw in their own half. They're showing a replay of the offside. And yes, it was his head and arm that was offside. Mainly his arm. For Elise there. Really nice. He got his man on the wrong footing and then shot. But offside. Harry Kane with a decent assist there as well. But that's been chalked off. So there you go. Konrad Laimer passes it to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano will then pass to Min Jae Kim. Over to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to the left winger. But it's blocked out and Neuer will catch it easily again. So 66 minutes in, Bayern 3, VfB Stuttgart 1. Alphonso Davies tries to clip it over. It seems like someone got to the ball there, headed it, and then they went out the pitch so no one could really win it. Ismail Saibari will try and press the keeper, Bredlau. Bredlau boots out the pitch, but it goes out for a throw-in to Bayern Munich taken by Konrad Laimer. Now Konrad Laimer is there, Upamecano. Upamecano will then pass it to Neuer. Neuer to Alphonso Davies. Alphonso Davies to Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich passes it forward to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz to Elise. Elise back inside. And the ref has called a foul there from Stuttgart's number 29, which is Yoltz. Apparently he fouled a Bayern Munich player. So Kim Min-jae will take this free kick. And it's a yellow card. I expect it's for Yoltz, but I could be wrong. So Joshua Kimmich actually decides to take it. It goes to Alphonso Davies, past infield, and then back to Davies. It was Yeltz with the yellow card. First yellow card of the season, obviously, for him. Ismail Saibari now has the ball on the right-hand side. And then he'll win a free kick because he gets barged into. And so did Luis Diaz. So now it's a free kick to Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich passes it forward to Deo Upamecano. Goes back to Kimmich. Now to Elise. Elise cuts inside to his left. Passes to number 27, which is Konrad Laimer. And then the ball will be hoofed into the box and then cleared. Now it's on the halfway line with Kim Min-jae. Then goes to Davies. Now it's Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. Can he get past number 29, Yoltz, who's already on a yellow card? Pass it forward and Alphonso Davies is not able to get there. So now it's with Bredlow. Pass it to the right-hand side. Every time VfB Stuttgart tried to progress the ball, there's always someone there. Like there with Bredlow, he tried to progress it and Harry Kane tried to jump onto it. Luckily, he manages to clear it, but goes out for a throw to Bayern Munich, so nothing really came of it for VfB Stuttgart. Kim Min-jae in his own half passes to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano forward to Michael Elise. Then to Konrad Laimer. Now to Upamecano, back to Elise. They're showing Kimmich so far, 2 assists, 75% challenges won, and pass accuracy of 90%. And it's lost there by Upamecano. And then it's won back by Elise. Referee says no foul on the Stuttgart player. And then can Bayern counter? Ismail Saibadi tries to win the ball, but loses it. And now I believe it's Hendricks will try and progress it forward. Passes to his right-hand side with Yeltz. Yeltz will pass it forward, and then back to Yeltz it goes. Luis Diaz tries to press him. Gets past Luis Diaz. Gets past Alphonso Davies. Now stops. Looks to switch the ball. And then he gets fouled by Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz not happy with that. The result of that is actually Prommel who tried to progress the ball forward. How's our game going? I know we were 1-0 up. I'm not being a traitor. This one was free. And I'm looking at it and I've found a way that I could possibly do City Watchalongs. If they're free, or maybe if I pay for some of them, then I could. You just woke up. How you feeling, man? You good? I'm doing a scout along for the next manager in 2029. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, VfB Stuttgart boot the ball into the box. Now it's won back by Stuttgart. Goes back into the middle. And now shot. And it goes over the pitch. Big up, Pat. Thanks for saying put the lights up, man. Big up to you as always. You are the GOAT. And I hope you're feeling well. Yes. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that. Get in. You're better. Good. It'll take time, but trust me. You're a strong lad. Anyway, ball gets booted up by Manuel Neuer. Elise will try and win it, but can't. And then it's won back by Kim. And then to Davies. Now to Neuer. Neuer over to Konrad Laimer. Laimer boots it up the pitch to Ismail Saibadi. Saibadi out to the left-hand side. Goes to Harry Kane. Harry Kane outside the penalty box. Tries to get past two men. Doesn't manage to. Joshua Kimmich manages to win it back, though. Now it's with Pavlovic. Pavlovic progressed it to Kimmich. Now it's with Elise. He'll shoot and it will go all the way out for a goal kick for Bredlow for VfB Stuttgart. There's going to be a change here. Coming off the pitch is number 19, which on my list says Alphonso Davies is off. And Stanisic is coming on. Vinny Company there, hugging Alphonso Davies, saying that he played well today. Stuttgart also looking to make two changes. Coming off the pitch, number 26, Dennis Undav. And on the pitch, it's not said who it is yet. It's like El Canusis came on as well. So Shabbat's off and Dennis Undav's off. El Canus is on for Undav. And Sturgiu is on for Shabbat. Anyway, ball is in the left-hand side with Bayern Munich in their own half. Ball goes back to Manuel Neuer. Manuel Neuer will send it long and nothing comes from it. Now it's with Bayern. Booted up by Manuel Neuer. Luis Diaz would try latch onto it, but headed down and won back easily by the centre-back for Stuttgart. Joshua Kimmich tries to stop the ball. And then Deo Upamecano finally gets to it. So Joshua Kimmich has it. Sends it to the right-hand side. Michael Elise. Elise inside. Back to Elise. Now it's with Deo Upamecano. He passes to Harry Kane. Harry Kane tries to win it but can't. Gets his legs to it, but it's an easy save for the keeper. 75 minutes in. Anyway, ball is booted up by Bredlow. Now it's with Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich. Pass that to left-hand side. Now it's to Ismail Saibari. Ismail Saibari to Michael Elise. Michael Elise backwards to number 45, Pavlovic. To the Joshua Kimmich in the middle. Passes to Luis Diaz on the left-hand side. Tries to cut in. Passes to Pavlovic. Pavlovic will take the shot. Saved by Bredlow. Really nice there. Ball went out to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz passed back to Pavlovic, and it was a quick exchange. Anyway, Luis Diaz has the ball in the box now, and he'll shoot, and it will go out again. Luis Diaz is looking old in this game, if you look at his face or not. So it's a corner to Bayern Munich, but on the right-hand side this time, to be taken by Michael Elise. So Elise whips it in. Headed, and it goes out of play for a... Is it corner? Yes. Goes out of play for a corner. Still is not too happy with that one, but Luis Diaz will probably take. Or Joshua Kimmich. Really good save there from Bredlow for that shot by Pavlovic. Really nice that he passed to Diaz and then Diaz back. Kimmich to Diaz. Diaz to Pavlovic, and then Pavlovic shoots and it goes out. Kim Min-jae there fouling one of the VfB Stuttgart players, so the corner kick's going to be taken now. Joshua Kimmich to take. Crossed in. Ismail Saibari. Diaz. Diaz probably should have shot sooner. Pass it out to Pavlovic. Now to Kim Min-jae. Now to Diaz. Deo Upamecano gets head to it. So Bardi will shoot, and it goes all the way over the bar and into the stands. I think Saibari is actually a decent player. .78 minutes played. Bredlow will boot it up the pitch. 3-1 to Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. Anyway, Stuttgart have it on the left-hand side of the pitch. Now to one of the central centre-backs. Now to the left-hand side. Now to number 11 for Stuttgart. Puts it in midfield. There'll be a shot from Stuttgart, and it gets cleared by FC Bayern. So it'll go for a Stuttgart corner on the right-hand side of the pitch. But that was a really nice shot from Demirovic, who came onto the pitch about 5 minutes ago. So corner to be taken from this right-hand side. Crossed in. Cleared. Now it's back with Bredlow. He'll pass it forward. Then it goes over to the right-hand side for Stuttgart. Cross back in field. Demirovic goes down. And it's a free kick to Stuttgart. Kim Min-jae with the foul. Who now, I believe, receives a yellow card for that foul. Not too happy with it, starts complaining. It was a foul. So can VfB Stuttgart score 2 in 10 minutes here? Crossed in from the right-hand side, comes off of the Bayern player. That's with Konrad Laimer, tries to progress it forward, but bounces back to VfB Stuttgart. And then Laimer will foul his man. So it's a Stuttgart free kick. Number 7 takes it, passes it infield to Stiller. Stiller to number 11. Number 11 will boot it, but nothing comes of it. Harry Kane wins it back again. He'll pass to Neuer. Neuer will hoof it up the pitch. Ismail Saibari will win the ball. There goes to Elise. On to Saibari. What can Saibari do with this? Him against the keeper. The defender gets back. He wrong foots the defender. Passes to Pavlovic, and Pavlovic will get the goal. So it's 4-1 to Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. Really nice from Ismail Saibari there. He probably could have taken the shot earlier, but he decided to keep the ball. He then tried to get past his man. The Stuttgart player slid, so he had a very easy opportunity to pass to Pavlovic, and Pavlovic goes and grabs himself the goal. Very nice from Ismail Saibari indeed. And with what he's been struggling with Musiala and the horrific flashbacks of his mate from Ajax, that was really nice for him to get off the mark there in the league with an assist. He probably would be wanting a goal, but, you know, you've got to take everything you can get. Nice hold-up play. Elise then sends the ball over to him. He wrong foots number 29, who is Yelch. Yelch slips, and then Saibari can easily pass it to Pavlovic. He then slots it home for 4-1 to Bayern Munich. So the ball is crossed infield. Pavlovic scored earlier. There's a substitution being made, and it's a free kick to VfB Stuttgart. So coming off the pitch is number 9, Harry Kane, to be replaced by number 42. Coming off the pitch is also number 3, Kim Min-jae. And the other player is Pavlovic, by the looks of it. That's coming off. It looks like Jonathan Tar's coming on. Leonard Cole was coming on, and I did not see who the other bloke was. Was it Bischoff, maybe? I think it was Bischoff. So I want to say it was Bischoff, Tar, and Leonard Cole that came on for Kim Min-jae, Pavlovic, and Harry Kane. Anyway, Stuttgart will whip this one in from the left-hand side. It's cleared by Deo Upamecano. Upamecano will then send it to Diaz. Diaz will try and progress it up the pitch on the quick counter, who will then pass to Elise, but Elise won't be able to get it because he's not fast enough, because he's been playing a full game, and that pass was never going to reach him. Ball goes out to number 11 for Stuttgart. He passes it infield. Comes back out to him. Yeah, it was Bischoff for Pavlovic. And the ball will go out of play for a Neuer goal kick. Tar is on for Kim. And that means that Leonard Cole came on for Pavlovic, probably. So Neuer will send this one long. Luis Diaz will get to it. Still keeps it. Gets past the keeper. And then it bounces in a weird direction. And although the keeper was very far away from his actual goal, Luis Diaz doesn't manage to get that one home. He sort of crosses it in a way instead of shoots. And he's furious with himself there. So 5 minutes left to play in this one. The ball is with Bredlow. He'll then pass it to the left-hand side. That's with number 11. Goes in field, and then Ismail Saibari manages to win it back. Passes to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich forward to, I believe, Leonard Cole. Back to Kimmich. Leonard Cole. And then it just goes back to Tar, then to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano to Konrad Laimer. Laimer to Joshua Kimmich. Back to Laimer, now to Tar. Now on to the left-hand side with the bloke who came on as a sub earlier. Big up to the 3 people in there watching. That's with Michael Elise. Ball goes over to the left-hand side. Can it be crossed in? Pass back to, I believe, Konrad Laimer. Who'll pass it to Bischoff. Bischoff will then pass to Joshua Kimmich, to Saibari, back to Kimmich in the centre of the park. Now it's with Deo Upamecano, who's getting pressed by his man. Passes back to Manuel Neuer. Neuer comes out of his goal and out of his box. Then passes it to the left-hand side, number 44. That's Jonathan Tah. Tah will then clip it over to the left-hand side to number 44. I believe it's Stanisic, but I could be wrong. He'll pass it to Ismail Saibari. Saibari over back into the middle. That's with Leonard Cole on the right-hand side. Passes it infield to Konrad Laimer, but Laimer can't get to it. And the ball goes out of play. But the ref calls a free kick there on El Canous. So number 30 is coming on for number 6 for Stuttgart. So that means that Stiller is off, the midfielder, central midfielder. And some tall lads being brought on called Kemmer. So Stiller off, Kemmer on. Stiller chatting to Undav on the bench. And the ball go to Bredlow, and he'll boot it out for a throw into Bayern Munich. Upamecano to Neuer. Now to Laimer, sorry. It's number 6 the other side. Now it's with number 3. Hendricks. Ball goes to number 29. Now it's with Hendricks. Back to Hendricks. Hendricks was looking for a 1-2 there, but doesn't manage to win it. And now it's a chance for Bayern to break on the counter now that Hendricks isn't in his position. Elise passes to Ismail Saibari. Now it's back to Elise. Crossed in. Nothing comes of it. Elise again. Elise with the ball. And it goes out from El Canous for a throw into Bayern Munich. So it's thrown in by Bischoff. Back to Joshua Kimmich. Now to Laimer. Back to Joshua Kimmich. Now to Jonathan Tah. To Luis Diaz. Now it's Stanisic. Now Luis Diaz. Tries to get past number 20, but pass it back to Stanisic. Who will then pass to Jonathan Tah. Now Stanisic. Now it's in the middle. Now it's with Konrad Laimer. Laimer will pass it to Deo Upamecano. Upamecano back to Joshua Kimmich. Now it's with Deo Upamecano. Pass it forward to Michael Elise. Now to, I believe it was Harry Kane. Elise said that no, it was Conrad Lima, sorry. Elise said that Conrad Lima got fouled. Ref said play on, and 5 minutes have been added on. And then that will be it for Bayern Munich. Can Stuttgart get 3 goals in 5 minutes? Probably not. I highly doubt it because of the press that they're not able to get past. So the ball's with Bredlau. Boots it up the pitch. And then Jonathan Tah will win it. And then it's won back by Stuttgart. And then Upamecano wins it there. He sort of lobs Matey to the floor, but we'll just skip past that, the referee says. So it's passed to the right side of centre back for Stuttgart. Easily won by, I believe, Bischoff. Now it goes to Luis Diaz from Saibari. Luis Diaz versus the keeper, and he shoots. It's five goals, and Luis Diaz gets the goal that he's been waiting for because he's been very disappointed in himself today. There you go. It's been made 5 for Bayern München. There is no comeback for Stuttgart in this one. Bayern Munich 5, VfB Stuttgart 1. On the opening day of the Bundesliga 26-27 season. Really nicely won there by Bischoff. Passes to Saibari. Saibari gets to Diaz. And then Luis Diaz, calmly and composed, gets it around the keeper. Actually through his legs, that one. That's a nasty one. Right-footed shot through the legs and in. Yellow card for number 21 for VfB Stuttgart, which is Prommel, the centre mid. So that's Luis Diaz's first goal of the season. Conrad Lima gets injured there and fouled. So that's going to waste time. Vinny Company watching on, probably delighted with the result. Still keeping a straight face though. And the ball will be boosted up by Manuel Neuer. Lennart Cole will try to win it, but he's not tall enough, so it will go back to Conrad Lima. Now to Bischoff, to Joshua Kimmich. Upamecano tries to win it there, but doesn't manage to, and then does. Now it's Conrad Lima. Elise tries to do the skills and then gets fouled. So 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the additional 5 added on. Bischoff. Now to Stanisic. Now to Luis Diaz. Stanisic. Through to Luis Diaz, and it's cleared by Stuttgart. Now it's with, I believe, Bischoff to Elise. Comes back out. Bischoff again, Stanisic. Now Elise. Passes it to Lennart Cole. Lennart Cole will then pass to Bischoff. Bischoff will shoot. Blocked. Elise tries to shoot. And then he's offside. Bischoff was offside, so was Saibari in first shot anyway. 4 minutes 24 played of the additional 5. Big up to everyone who's been here today. Big up to all of you. Man City winning 3-1, which is a good result. Anyway, Jonathan Tah passes back to Neuer. Neuer saves it. Drops the ball. And then picks it back up. And that's it. The referee blows for full time. So full time score, Bayern Munich 5, VfB Stuttgart 1. Really good game. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Vinny Company will be happy with that one. 4.7 expected goals, 5 goals they actually scored, but they scored a 6th, but it was offside. Really impressive from Bayern. A couple of times defensively, there was big question marks. Harry Kane at times was playing as a centre back. But yeah, Bayern will happily take that and go on to the next game. But yeah, for the first game of the season, really nice one. But yeah, Vinny Company is now happy. He's got a smile and he's waving to the fans. Earlier, he was staying composed. And Dennis Undav seems disappointed, which he would be. Elise is happy. Luch is just happy that he actually managed to get a goal after that performance. But yeah, cheers for everyone that tuned in. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And peace.